In this video, we will see how to use the View Stylizer module to style a view. This is the Drupal project page of the module, and here is my demo site. I already downloaded the module onto this site, so let me go to the modules page and enable it. So I want the View Stylizer module. And when I enable it, it depends on another module called dynamic fieldable content, so it's asking me to enable that too. I will enable it too, and once it's enabled, let's see, we have the view stylizer and a configure link. This configure link takes you to a default view page. So when the view stylizer module is enabled, a default view is created with the custom style. Let's see how it is. So this is a default view of article content type, title, image, and description. And this view, it's by default applied a style called blinky image, and hence the image is blinking here. This is just a demo view that comes up when you enable the module, and you can disable this module if you don't need it. So let's say I want to change the style of this view. Currently it's blinky image. I want to apply a new style. If I go to the Drupal project page, I see some sample plugins and demos. So let me see what are the other plugins available. So this is a demo. This is jQuery immersive slider. That looks good. This is jQuery flux slider with custom styles, jQuery coin slider. Let's say we want to try this coin slider plugin on our view. So I'll go to the project page. I see coin slider and I see code to import, and I go to the page where I'll see the instructions to apply the style to the view. So here I already have the dynamic fieldable content. I just need to take this code and import it into my site. So here in the modules page, I told you that this module view stylizer module depends on another module called dynamic fieldable content. So it has a configure link to its list page, and by default when you enable the module there is a style that gets downloaded, CSS blink image. Now we want to import the jQuery coin slider plugin. So let me copy the code and paste it here to be imported. Continue. So now that this is imported, I have to save it into the site. So now that I saved it, if I go back to my default view, because I'm logged in as administrator and I have the administrator views permission, I will see these links to change the style. So the current style is blinky image. I can change the settings for it, or I can apply the new coin slider plugin that I just imported. So let me apply that. It takes me to a form to configure the coin slider plugin, like the speed, delay, or the width, height. Let's go with the default settings. I just save it. And now in this view, if I refresh the view, the coin slider plugin is applied. This is how easy it is to have a slideshow plugin for your view. And this is the default view with for the article content type configured for you. and you may not see the images or the content if your site doesn't have content for the article content type, and you may have a different content type that you want the style to apply for. Let's look at that too. And so let's say I want to create a new view. I will clone this view and create a new view for my other content type called slideshow. So along with article content type, I have another content type for slideshow, and these are the fields: title, image, and slide text for the new content type. And this is the default content view for the article type, and I can either edit this or I can create a new view by cloning this view. Let me clone this view, and I will call it homepage slideshow. So now that I cloned it, it's configured to use the content type article. I will change it to slideshow, and there is no body field in this. There is a field called slide text. So I'll remove the body field for the article content type view and add a new field called slide text. And let's say I don't want any default classes for it, and let it be plain text. The other thing, if you notice, I need to get the image path so that the slideshow can get the image from the path. So to get the path, I see that there is a relationship for the image. This image field was an article. Now I have to use the image field for the slide show content type. So this image was for article. I want an image field for slideshow. So I will use that. Field slide image. And for the file path, I will choose that slideshow image field instead of the article image field. It's configured to use the download path and all that stuff. Now I don't need the old image of the article content type, so I will remove it. And this is something broken, so we don't need it anymore. And this looks good. Let's save it and see how it looks. And also this is going to a path of the default thing. Let me call it home page. I save it. So now if I go to home page, I see the view. Because I didn't apply any style to this view, I don't see the content. Let's apply the coin slider plugin here. It's asking for to change the settings. I will use the default settings, and when I apply it and refresh the page, I see that my new slideshow view. So I can use the pager controls and previous next to navigate this slideshow. So if you want to try a different slideshow, you can use whatever the styles that are available on this project page. So there are like 13 currently, and there are more plugins available on a different site. And there is an easy way to get these plugins instead of exporting and importing the content. Let's look at that. So let's enable another module called source, which will allow us to look for plugins, download them, and apply them. So I already downloaded into my site. Let me enable that source module, and when it's enabled I can go to the source page by clicking on the configure link, and in this page I will be able to browse for these plugins. So let's say I only want widgets, I don't want any modules or other source items. So here are a couple of plugins: Easy Slider, Coda Slider, Water Wheel, Feature Carousel, Coin Slider. Let's try Coda Slider. And when you click on download, it automatically downloads into your site. You can configure it, or we can go back to the slideshow page, the home page which has this coin slider applied. Now as we downloaded the Coda Slider, you see the new plugin available to be applied. Let's apply the Coda Slider plugin that we just downloaded from source. I will use the default settings, so let me save it. And here we go. Now we have the Coda slider applied to our slideshow view. Let's edit this view and let's remove the title because it's not default anymore. So now that I removed the title, I will go to the settings of this view stylizer. And so here title is configured to the title type, image path is configured for the image, but slide text is not, and that's the reason we are not seeing the slide text. So let me say slide text is the description for the plugin. So these are the field types that the plugin understands, and we need to map those field types with the fields that we have in the view. So now that we mapped it, let's save it. And so now we got the title, image, and the description, the slide text. So let me save it, and let's visit the page. So now you see the title, image, and the slide text in the Coda Slider plugin, and you can configure it depending on what's available here. The slide interval if you want to change it, or any other controller pager controls, or continuous looping. If you want to make it false, you can do that. You can configure the plugin accordingly. So thanks for watching the video. Please leave your comment and try the View Stylizer module.